Don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Press go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just worked.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
The math is unfootable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership.
And what's it gonna do?
Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP Money. This is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Yes, LA said it in the end of that video. That intro hits every time. It gets me super pumped. So lots of stuff to go over today. Another major week ahead. It's just week after week, we are just so busy with everything in our ecosystem. And yeah, lots to cover. But before we get into all of that, I want to introduce my co-host with the most and the LA I was referring to. LA, how are you?
You're right. That song does hit every time. I'm fantastic. So much has been going on today. We're very enthusiastic about the direction everything's going, and can't wait to go through things with you guys tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Again, this is like our therapy session, our AMA where we can tell everybody what's up, and again, we can kind of build that momentum together. We have so much happening in our ecosystems that it's almost not enough time in the day lately. I'm definitely feeling the burn, but we have tons to go over. So, all right, let's jump right in. Before we get into all that, though, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Our numbers have been really growing. We'll talk about that a little bit too with our HVM Universe Madness ecosystem. We broke 3,000 Twitter followers on that late last week, and we're still going up. We're almost at 3,500 now, and that marketing team that we're working with, we will absolutely be leveraging them with EMP Fusion as soon as we get through this TGE for HVM. So, all right. And yeah, shout out to all the 35 viewers. If you do have a question as we go, please feel free to type in the chat on both YouTube or on X, and it will show up here in the live stream. So, all right, LA, before we kick things off, any other words of wisdom? And we'll jump right into the notes.
I wish I just magically had something wise to say at this very moment, but I think we can dive in.
Yeah, no, 100%. Again, we've seen a little volatility today. Again, I think we're definitely in the bull run, but ETH took a dump just really before this stream. So, I said it on last week's AMA. ETH is definitely lagging a little bit, and uh, it's to be expected. I think even though we all consider ETH a blue chip, and it is we're all ETH maxis, it does perform like an altcoin in terms of Bitcoin dominance. So I do think that we still just need to wait for that to catch up, and then we see ETH really start to run when right before and then during the actual alt season. And obviously we're seeing a lot of volatility still with the elections here in the U.S. So that will be resolved this week. No matter who wins, maybe some drama around that, maybe it's fully behind it, within a week or two. But again, by end of November, we should have all of this behind us, and hopefully, a very bullish crypto market for the next year. I mean, again, we usually see the bull run last at least 6 to 8 months after the halving, and everything is still on track for that. I mean, we did touch all-time highs, but usually we see new all-time highs with Bitcoin after the halving. So I'm still fully bullish on everything happening, and again, that will trickle into our ecosystem as well. So, all right, awesome. Ella, why don't we go ahead and kick things off with the notes? If you don't mind, I'll have you again kind of go line by line, and then I'll pull up Fusion Watch as well.
Sounds good. Okay, guys. So, first of all, we just wanted to say how incredibly happy we are with everything that's been going on with the ecosystem, and just kind of how proud we are to be emperors. We're really seeing just so much excitement build week after week. And it's absolutely amazing to see just how well the community is working together to help us to help us reach our goals. I mean, just yesterday, we were 95% of the way to our goal with about 1 hour left. And I was wondering, are we going to hit it? I saw a bunch of people contributing, but it wasn't quite getting over the edge. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're not only at our goal, but surpassed it. And we're on to another week now of chasing after a new goal. It's incredible. We gave away another 12,000 EMP this past week, and there's another 12,000 more up for grabs this week. And so it's absolutely anyone's game in both categories as of right now. And the thing I'm most excited to say is that, if you can believe it, we're already over 26% of the way to reaching our moon challenge, which means we're over a quarter of the way there, which is insane.
Totally. Yeah, no doubt, LA. I don't want to cut you off, but yeah, I mean, the metrics, again, as we love to say, the math is unfuddable, and we're seeing it right in front of our eyes. And shout out to John and Grover for this amazing tool called Fusion Watch. It really helps, translate the on-chain data into, metrics that we can track. And like Ellie said, week 44. We have another green check mark right here, which means we hit our goal for last week, and we're already off to a great start now, especially with the Moon Challenge. Again, that cumulative amount, that's over almost 700,000 EMP that has been sacrificed since we started. So really, really good stuff. And I just noticed here with the drop in ETH, the peg bonus is looking really good too. In terms of the other direction, I know those of you that aren't taking advantage, now are going to get left behind. So that is the first time I've seen us sub 6 in the last few days for sure, even the last few weeks. So remember, the lower that bonus amount, that means the closer we are to peg for sure. So awesome. All right, what else, Ellie?
Love it. Oh my gosh. Well, we have had 146,000 EMP sacrifices this past week, 646,000 in the past month, and 1.8 million EMP sacrificed in the last 3 months. So that's absolutely crazy. And I wanted to just kind of remind everyone of a few of the rules when it comes to competing in the weekly competitions we're hosting. So first and foremost, the EMP you win, it cannot be sold, it cannot be transferred to another wallet, and it cannot be swapped. It's meant to be sacrificed into Fusion to build up your position even more for you. And as we get closer and closer to PEG, those microgrid values will become so much more valuable. And so it pays to win these competitions now to get as much of an edge up as possible. Also, a single wallet cannot win more than 3 weeks in a row without having a 2-week breather. This makes the competition a lot more fair. And last but not least, the minimum balance requirement is 5,000 SAC points to participate.
Perfect. Yeah, I know we had to clarify a little bit on the terms and conditions. Again, no malicious intent, no hard feelings. We just want to be super fair with what we're doing. And again, as Ella said, those rewards are simply meant to boost your sacrifice position, and it's good for us because again, those EMP rewards are coming from the Treasury, and we don't want them to be sold. We want them to be sacrificed. So that's why we have these terms and conditions in place. And ultimately, it's bullish for the entire community because no matter what, as we've said all along, the number one goal for all of us is to get the most amount of EMP sacrificed into Fusion, whether you're buying it on the market and sacrificing it, or you're sacrificing it from what you've accumulated over the last year and a half. It all matters. So that's really, again, what we can do as a team and as a community to keep that supply shock coming. So and I will drop a little bit of alpha. I don't know, maybe you have it further down in the notes, LA, but rumor has it we may be adding another category for the competition. So I don't want to again drop too much alpha, but we're working on another metric that could get even more EMP sacrifice. So there you go.
Damn, I didn't even hear about this yet. Where have I been?
No, Ella's been so busy with HVM getting our TGE ready, and we're working on 10 different things at once. But I had a really good conversation with Grover and John, and I think we're working on again a third category that should be bullish for sure.
Love it.
Cool, awesome. All right,
Good.
what else we have? Yeah.
It's even better. Let's talk about bonds.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Then let me go ahead and pull this down. I know, I think that was pretty much all I wanted to cover with Fusion Watch. Again, even though ETH is taking a hit, the bonus is less and less every day, which means we're really moving towards, that supply shock. And Eshare, again, even with the volatility, Eshare has been really steady. I think we found pretty much a floor around the $7 to $8 range. And I think that's exciting for what's to come in terms of price appreciation. So again, not financial advice. And remember, I know that all of us want high APR in Fusion, and that is absolutely going to come. But right now we are in the accumulation phase. And remember, we have a very specific 3-step process of first, getting through supply shock and sacrificing as much supply as possible. Then in phase 2, we really focus on the rewards and getting the APR higher. And then step 3 is no more EMP in existence to be able to be bought or sold on the market. And the only way to get into Fusion is buying a position from somebody else. And that is when all of us really succeed in terms of our dashboard money and, just holding. Maybe you don't even want to sell because the divs are so good. That is the ultimate goal. And we have so many things in place to make that happen. So super, super exciting. I think, again, the next few months are going to be spectacular. So, all right, LA, let's go ahead and go into, do you want me to share the bonds screen or you just want to go over where we're at?
Yeah, it'd be helpful to bring it up. And the only other thing I wanted to add to what you just said is at that point, when we reach that point, you'll need to buy eShare or have eShare
in order to get into EMP, because you'll need that to buy a microgrid. So that's one of the reasons why we expect Eshare to go absolutely berserk in the future.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, again, part of that process is transferring the price appreciation from EMP into eShare once we have fully recovered PEG. Absolutely. So, all right, hang on one second here. All right, let me try to share again. Bear with me. All right, one more second here. All right, here we go. So EMP bond. So yeah, we are moving through this. Again, we mentioned on the last AMA, because we want to be as efficient as possible and just moving a bunch of money out of our treasury or our reserves from what we've been yielding over the last year. If nobody is there to claim, or maybe they have an odd amount where there's only 5,000 USDC to be claimed, but they have, just over that in terms of bonds. We are being strategic in funding the distribution contract, but as of now, I think well over, tens of thousands of dollars have been paid out. If you still need to redeem, and it's not working for you, send me a DM or open a ticket on Discord, and I'm happy to arrange a time and know how much NFTs you're looking to cash in. It's a very simple process. Again, you go here to the homepage, it will register how many NFTs you have, and then you just hit redeem here, and then you receive your 400 USDC per bond in your wallet. So again, money is there. We're just moving through it very strategically so we can keep earning. Again, if we move 10 grand into the distribution contract and it sits there for a whole day, that's a whole day that we could be earning on that principle. So just again being fully transparent, and we mentioned a little bit on the last AMA as well. A lot of people have been asking if we're going to continue bonds. The short answer is no, but we have a better option now that honestly is yielding even a bit more, and that is the Yield Consortium. So it's not a public project, but if any of you want to convert your bonds into positions over there, or maybe you're just hearing about it now, again, please get in touch with me, and I'm happy to send you some more info on that. So, LA, I know that was a lot. Sorry. Do you want me to clarify anything else or show anything else?
No, I think you kind of hit all the major points there. So a large majority of people have already been paid out, which is fantastic. We've seen a lot of people really active with claiming or redeeming their bonds. And it's very easy to do so. You just go to EMP.Bonds.com and click redeem. And as AJ said, we're pacing it out. So if you're having any issues, please open a Discord ticket and let us know.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. Cool. All right. Do you want to jump into questions, LA, or what other bullish info? Again, I know we usually had 2-hour AMAs, but that was before we transitioned into HVM having its own AMA. But again, we have so much in the pipeline. Obviously, and we say this a lot, like whatever project is number one priority right now doesn't mean that we have forgotten about everything else. It's just there's only so much information that we can cover and we can feed to the community. So right now, HVM TGE is absolutely the priority. But after November 12th, then we can start really talking more about the DexSwap transition, what DexSwap is going to look like, migrating the EMP, ETH, and Eshare, BNB LPs. I mean, we have a whole rollout plan for that after towards the end of November. So again, just bear with us as we continue to develop at a breakneck speed. You want to add to that, LA?
Yeah, I mean, We are constantly working on all of the projects behind the scenes. It's just that with some of them, there's a lot more to talk about than others at certain timeframes, and every project kind of has their moment to shine. But just remember that EMP is the mothership and is receiving revenue from all of these other projects that we have. And Honor versus Madness is the big one because it's a 10% revenue stream directly to Fusion. And that is absolutely massive. So it's so important that we really nail this TGE, and then, the ongoing game development, future NFT launches, the game launch itself. All of those are important steps. And even if you're not getting into HVM, it's so beneficial to you in Fusion. And so same thing goes with really nailing all this when we're finishing the development of DexSwap, because that's a revenue stream for Fusion as well. So we are actively working on all of our projects right now. And definitely, like AJ said, none of them are being left in the dust. They're all progressing. And I'm really happy to see how much the community is playing a part in progressing Fusion right now.
Yeah, I agree 100%, LA. It feels really great. I mean, obviously, as a team, we have been fully transparent and available and building for going on 3 years now. But the real momentum comes from the community rallying around what we're building. And so I think we're really seeing that right now, especially with examples like Fusion Watch and other amazing community initiatives. That is where, the catalyst events will happen. And again, I know that a lot of you might not be interested in some of the other projects that we're building, but remember, like Ellie said, you should be, because literally everything that we build comes home to the EMP mothership and will feed not only buying and burning of EMP, but then eventually the actual Fusion rewards. And again, no other protocol or development team is doing that. Again, it's all based on real yield from what we're building. And again, we've talked about it many times, but there's about 10 or 12 different revenue streams that are all coming into Fusion, and that's only going to grow as we continue to develop and expand and move on to the future. We're not going anywhere. We're still moving full speed ahead. So, all right, awesome. So we have some good questions so far. Yeah, Grover, I'll
The
send.
only other thing I was going to have you talk about briefly before we go into questions was the AMA you did today.
Oh yeah, 100%. So real quick, I just want to highlight this. Grover said he was going to drop some alpha on Fusion Watch, maybe in regards to Eshare. So again, there you go. That's the alpha for Fusion Watch for today. But yeah, don't jump the gun, Grover, for sure. But yeah, so we did also do an AMA today. I was selected as one of the 15 ambassadors for a new protocol launching on Pulse. It's called Pulse Capital. We did a AMA recording in the EMP chat. You can check that out. Again, it's not one of our projects, but we know the team. We've had a relationship with the team. I'm very confident in their abilities, and I really like this new direction that again takes a lot from what we have done in terms of sustainability and really coming up with a better approach to a new yield farm over on Pulse. So again, check that out. If you do want to get involved in the pre-sale, you have about 24 hours left, and just remember to use my link. So when you go to the pre-sale page, there will be a picture of my face and under AJ Brockman, and you can join the team there. The minimum is $50 in DAI, and the maximum is 5,000 in DAI. So again, there's a full AMA recording in EMP Telegram for more info. And we also talked about HVM in that AMA as well. I think we released the gameplay footage. We also posted the standalone video of the gameplay footage on our Verse Madness YouTube as well. So definitely check that out. Leave some comments and show some love. So does that cover it, LA?
Yes, and just a reminder that the TGE for HVM is coming up on the 12th, which I know it's only the 4th, But I do want to mention, if you are going to be needing to on-ramp funds, now's the time to start doing that, because it does usually take a number of days. Even if you're using Spritz for the first time, it does take a number of days to transfer those funds, whether it's 2 or 3 days, or whether it's 7 to 10 days if you're using one of the other centralized exchanges. So it's really important to prepare, because unlike the private sale, the TGE, when people start buying, the price goes way up. And so if you want to get the best price, you want to get in as soon as possible, which means you should have your funds ready in case you end up wanting to take action on it. And so just a reminder about that. And there's a lot of exciting stuff rolling out, and there's going to be quite an exciting opportunity coming. So we will let you guys know when that goes live, because it'll be something you can take advantage of for free. And I believe in the next day or so that's going to go live. So we'll be excited to tell you about that. But we'll obviously mainly highlight it on the Honor versus Madness AMA on Thursday. But watch out for an announcement in the group.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we have we're getting to the point where like we have so many bullish announcements coming that we're gonna have to start doubling them up on a day-to-day basis for the next 7 days or more. What just what, 9 days now. So yeah, I mean the 12th will be here before we know it. And to Ella's point, if any of you are looking to onboard into crypto, we have an amazing relationship with Spritz. I just spoke to their CEO literally yesterday. So he is a great guy. We're looking at integrating their services directly into Fusion as well. That was some alpha that we dropped a few months back when Fusion launched, and that is still on the roadmap. It's just we got to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. Again, we don't have the licensing to be an on ramp or an exchange, but we can utilize their third party services. And we also have a concierge service as well. So if any of you are looking to onboard, more than say 50,000 US at a time, the larger amounts, we have a private group that can facilitate that and make it very safe and secure with Spritz directly. So yeah, anything we can do to help, let us know, and don't get scammed again. Just be careful. Don't ever join any other Spritz groups that aren't part of the official website or Telegram. So and again, LA, our link is in the description as well, right?
Yes, I was just going to say that the link for Spritz is in the description of this video. If you are using it to on-ramp, keep in mind that you will have to send a small test transaction, and then you'll do your main one. So if it's your first time doing it, it does take a number of days, whereas once you've already done it once, it's much quicker. So keep that in mind if you're participating in the TGE.
Perfect. Yeah, and you do have to do a minor KYC, but they're non-reporting. They're amazing to work with, and it's very, very simple and easy. And LA, they have expanded their reach tremendously. I think pretty much every country, at least the big ones, are supported now, right?
Yeah, I believe so. There's a lot of countries that are supported now. They've been incredible.
Yeah, totally. All right, awesome. So there you go. I'll pull up a few questions again. If there's any questions that you would like to have answered, please feel free to type it in the live chat or on X. And we also have a dedicated channel on our Discord as well. So Ellie, if there's any there, I'll give you some time to go look. But this is a question from Mega Buddy. Can you explain PEG importance to new people like myself who came in when Fusion launched? So yeah, the peg of EMP is still very powerful and relevant. And what this means is that we have a ratio of 4,000 to 1 on Ethereum. So for every 1 Ethereum, that equals 4,000 EMP, and therefore we get exposure to Ethereum. So assuming that the buying and selling pressure is the same, then if Ethereum goes to, say $8,000 instead of $4,000, again, that 4,000 to 1 ratio, then that means every EMP is automatically worth $2 instead of $1. And we're able to do that through the liquidity pair. So right now, there's been a lot more selling than buying of EMP, again, from our old days as a tomb fork. There was too much EMP in the ecosystem, and therefore people were selling, and that's what brought us down below peg. So that's why, again, we're nowhere near, I think at peg, the ratio right now, Grover is the math. Yeah, but we're looking at maybe around 60 cents, I think, with ETH being at 2,300. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're slowly gaining that peg back. And so, again, the more buying of EMP and sacrificing it into Fusion, that automatically gets us closer and closer to that peg ratio. And why it's so important for Fusion is that there is an arbitrage on that, meaning while we're this far below peg, you're getting a bonus on sacrificing your EMP equivalent to how far below the sack rate we are. So once we're at peg, then that bonus goes away. And those of you that were, supporting the ecosystem below peg and believing in us recovering, all of you are rewarded, much more because you took the risk to get in early. So, and once we do recover peg again, it's not a disadvantage to anybody getting in later on. It's just again a way that we have essentially incentivized peg recovery, and as we recover peg and people take profit, and we go back below peg a little bit, then that again, that multiplier kicks in, and now you're able to buy and get a little bit more credit on your sacrifice points, while simultaneously helping us recover peg. And again, why it matters in the long term is because you know holding EMP is essentially the same thing as holding Ethereum. So once we do recover peg, and so you're getting the exposure to ETH, because as we again the bull market continues, even without any additional buying and selling, as the price of ETH goes up in our LP pool, that automatically increases the price of EMP. So hopefully that helps. That was a high level overview. I'm sure I forgot some important factors, but anything you want to add to that, LA?
No, I really feel like you kind of hit the nail on the head. The only thing I'll add is that when we get back to peg, or when we're very close to regaining peg, it will also kick off the second wave of our Fusion marketing campaign. So that will also be very exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And again, everything can be explained in our chats and through our white paper. And it really, again, we got a comment here from Brad Outlook, one of our amazing supporters. So yeah, ratio drives value. Microgrids, two parts, one in the passive income and one in the ratio to E. So yeah, remember, again, as we recover peg, that also represents a higher value, and what a lot of people refer to as dashboard money. You will see the value of your microgrid go up as we recover peg, because your EMP inside of Fusion is actual EMP that was sacrificed. So that's really important when we get to phase two, because the only way, or I guess phase three and phase two, but I guess as soon as we recover peg, you're able to sell your microgrid value at those unrealized gains or dashboard money at peg value, which is so bullish. Again, from here, you're looking at like almost a 6x on that value. So again, it's really powerful, the actual math behind it.
Absolutely. I believe Mega Buddy had a follow-up question. Does the LP matter when EMP is all locked up? Oh, I
Yes.
just had two more follow-up questions.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, that again, the short answer is actually not as much. I mean, again, there's multiple steps to this evolution, and so Yeah, I mean, once all the EMP in circulation is in Fusion, there won't be a lot of LP anyway, because again, all the tokens are locked up, and so that definitely becomes less of a issue because we don't have the ETH, in the LPs. However, that ETH is still collateralized with our Treasury or our other yielding opportunities. So, the value will still be represented as it's correlated with ETH. So again, by then, and this is the final form, the demand might be so high for microgrids because they're earning so well that we go way above and beyond, actual peg value at that point. And again, that's a great problem to have because peg really wouldn't matter at that point, and we could see it go way way higher than 4,000 to 1 at that point.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Will peg recovery help with nodes?
Yeah, so we have a whole plan on nodes. Again, we've referred to this a few times as we're planning on. Again, nothing is set in stone. We're still looking at a bunch of options, but the goal is probably to sunset all the legacy contracts. So nodes, detonator, reactor, and what that means is essentially retiring those contracts, but doing it in a way that still gives credit where credit is due. So nodes specifically are a little bit different because nodes were EMP in and EMP out, where there is actual EMP in nodes. So that again will be a little bit of a different process. But the goal is that we're able to again give you positions in Fusion based on your node holdings. And same with detonator and reactor, it just will be a little bit different ratio because a lot of those rewards are not actual EMP. But the short answer is PEG doesn't really help nodes other than the price of EMP. So if you're just collecting from nodes and selling that EMP, then yeah, obviously it would be a higher dollar value. But it doesn't make more EMP print. Again, EMP is hyper deflationary now. I mean, you can see on Fusion Watch, we're burning literally hundreds of thousands of EMP every week. And, a lot of other protocols are getting a lot of attention for being deflationary, and we're burning EMP way faster than they are. So that's super bullish.
Yes, for sure. All right. I can answer this one. It's from LMFG. He says, my first EMP and eShare was March of 2023. How long before that were you guys rocking? It was January 2021, right? Or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, technically
22.
January. I think we celebrate closer to
You
February.
know, January 16th, 2022.
Yeah, this January will be 3 years. So yeah, that makes sense, right? I'm so bad at math. Um, so yeah, but that's bullish. I mean, and again, along that line too, LA, we go through a halving on eShare. You want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so I believe that's in February. That we have the emissions again. It will be the second halving, which means that per day the amount of emissions gets cut in half. So there's less inflation, and it really helps the future value potential of eShare because
For
there's a lot
sure.
less in circulation.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, eShare is still inflationary, but honestly, since we've launched Fusion, it's also been deflationary, just because we're burning so much from the marketplace fees. But yeah, once we see another happening in February, typically, and again, it's not guaranteed, but when happenings happen, it automatically pushes the price up because with the same demand, there's only half the amount of new supply. So that again is a really bullish thing to look forward to. And the higher the price of eShare, the higher the rewards in energy within Fusion too. So remember, it's really important that we support the price of Eshare long term as well, because that will boost the APR.
Yeah, it's so important.
Cool.
All right. What else have we got here?
I saw one more question. I'll go back on a side note. Bright Outlook said to bring this up too. And yeah, that is the other really cool part of this. So we also plan to buy back microgrids, which again, for those that are used to more traditional finance, something called a stock buyback, that same concept will be applied as well. So not only are we recovering PEG, but then we're able to divert some of the yield to buying and burning microgrids, where again, when that starts happening, those that don't sell actually get a larger ownership of the protocol. And so it's a really great way to help us increase rewards, and again, reward those that don't exit, and simultaneously, boost everything with a lower ownership between everybody else. So essentially, the pizza pie, to use one of LA's analogies, will shrink, but we still have the same amount of cheese on the pizza. So there you go. Yeah,
Always double cheese.
for sure.
All right, awesome. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, and Grover reminds us that there'll be a PEG bot that will be in place once we reach PEG. You want to go into that a bit?
Yeah, for sure. So that again is another part of the process. We will strategically be able to buy and sell EMP once we recover PEG. So again, obviously as a treasury, we're not dumping on people's heads, especially while we're this low. But as we get closer to PEG, we're able to buy when we're below PEG and sell when we're above PEG, which essentially guarantees that we remain steady in the PEG ratios. And once that bot is activated, any of the profits from that bot will go directly into Fusion as rewards. So that is the real plan on getting the APRs higher, and why it's so important for all of us to really focus on PEG recovery first. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Grover says EMP is the only tomb fork token that is worth anything, and it's hyper deflationary, so only going to go up. Love it.
I love it. Yes, we all have our rich history of tomb forks, and again, we don't talk about it a lot now because we're on to phase 2 now. But we were one of the, if not the most successful tomb forks of all time, and a lot of you have been with us from those days, and now we've learned from what didn't work and what did work, and that's what brought us to again, what we call the final form of a much healthier ecosystem, highly hyperdeflationary, and a better economic system than what we started out as. And we'll continue to grow. I mean, we never give up. We never throw in the towel. If there's other things that we can implement for better rewards for the community or healthier economics, we absolutely do that too. So.
Yes. All right. So another question from Mega Buddy. How much eShare made per day? How many burned? Could you highlight why? So I'll start with the beginning of that question. If you go into our docs on the token section, you can see a full breakdown of the emissions per day and where they're all allocated to. But this year that we're currently in, there's 14,000 tokens that are being distributed for this whole year. And next year it will be in half. So it'll be 7,000.
Yeah, perfect. And again, that is bullish because, assuming there's the same amount of demand, which honestly there'll probably be more demand on eShare because of the way, the batteries and the marketplace and the cash outs all work. If there is the same amount of demand but less supply coming out, again, it automatically makes the price go up just based on supply and demand economics. So, and as far as how many are burned, we have, if you go through the pinned messages in our Telegram and Twitter, some on Twitter, but mainly Telegram, and Discord, you will see we were burning, and we have been burning 1,000 Eshare at a time once it accumulates. And Eshare is a very, very low supply token. Again, between everything we've already burned and all the other contracts that's locked up, we're talking less than 50,000 total tokens, probably even less than that. So to be at $7 or $8 is really low in terms of market cap. So the more that we burn and the less emissions that we give, again, it's really powerful for the long term. And those of you that are stacking eShare now will be benefiting for sure.
Love it. LMFG says, everyone has to understand we're in a time like that Chicago song says, it's only the beginning.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, totally. Awesome.
Does anyone have any other questions?
Awesome. I think we moved through these tonight. Was there any over on Discord, LA?
No, there wasn't.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, this new format, again, we say it every time, but I'm loving it. We're getting a lot more views. We've had, at the height, we had almost 80 viewers tonight. So shout out to all of you for tuning in. It really helps us get the word out. And as always, there is recordings of all of these as well. So you can go back and catch up for sure. And yeah, we have a whole nother AMA on Thursday as well. So twice a week, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be some alpha there, right, LA? We never we never cease to bring the alpha.
Yeah, I'm actually going to drop a little right now.
I love it. Let's go.
We have a really exciting video premiere happening on Thursday in between the EMP and HVM AMAs. It's a short one. It's only about 10 or 11 minutes long, but we're going to be dropping the details in a post. It's not something you'll want to miss. So please mark your calendar for Thursday's EMP and HVM AMAs. Plan to be there because not only do we have a lot to drop on the actual AMAs, but there's an exciting video premiere happening in between the two AMAs.
Yep, amazing. Sorry, I was muted again. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we don't we're not to say too much, but I'll have a thumbnail and a premiere scheduled for that hopefully later tonight. And yeah, we want everybody to join again. Even if you're not into gaming, but you're loving EMP, it really does benefit you to take notice and help us promote HVM because it will promote the revenue to your holdings in Fusion. So, all right. Any other questions or comments? LA, I'll let you have the last few words and we'll wrap it up.
That's it for questions as I see, but I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for being here and for participating so much in the community recently and always. Being an active part of the community is a great way to invest in your investment. And when we all work together, we are so incredibly powerful. We all take accountability for the results within the ecosystem, and the results are right in front of our faces. We are absolutely making such a huge difference when we work together. So thank you guys for being active, participating parts of the community, and for all of the support and positivity that you bring every day, because it makes a huge difference. And we appreciate every single one of you. And you've got to unmute, AJ.
Oh man, every time LA, I was pausing for a dramatic effect. Sorry about that. So yeah, again, I could not agree more with LA. When times like these, when we're full on heads down development mode and promotion mode, it really can get super stressful for us. And to have all of you supporting and holding it down while we're building is so helpful. And honestly, it keeps us going, over the long run. So shout out to all of you. for doing that. And yeah, much love to each and every one of you. So as always, remember we come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there was some questions that we didn't get to, or you're listening to the recording and you think of one, please feel free to join our socials and ask, or join us for the next AMA and Ask Live, or you can join our Discord and ask in our special AMA section as well. But yeah, I think that will do it, LA. We're going to wrap it up. So good night, good day. Much love to all of you, and we will see you on Thursday.